And welcome back. Welcome to a video about covering a specific lineup with a specific country. And this video is going to be covering 5.7 with Germany. I wanted to do this video because there are a lot of YouTubers that do videos like this where they showcase a vehicle, but they only do it in isolation. Well, not having that vehicle that they're showcasing being accompanied by all these other vehicles like other planes and other tanks. So I really want to stress that you should always take a lineup with you. I'm always that kind of person that always says to take a lineup with you, and to not do what all these other YouTubers do. So I'm just trying to do, trying to put in some good habits amongst newer players as well. I'm also doing this video because I thought it would be particularly interesting to note some of the more niche strategies that I might have done because, well, these particular strategies may not be explained or seen at all. Plus, if I do get some good games, I mean, like that's also good to share as well. So can be useful for newer players, but can be also useful for older players as well, because it might uncover something that's like, oh, I didn't know about that. So there you go. There's my explanation of why I'm doing this. And to be honest, like when I was recording it, I found it fun. So there's the main reason. But going on to game one here, we're going to be on Abandoned Quarry. And this is going to be a map where I'm going to be utilizing the Hetzer tank destroyer. I wanted to use this tank because it's just not been a vehicle that I've been using very often. It's just been a vehicle that's been abandoned, feeling lonely, feeling sad. But I'm going to be on this road. Well, it's not really a road, it's more like a railway. And I'm going to be at one end of the map, looking ahead, obviously, because there are going to be other tanks usually at the other side. And the great thing about this map is that it's got two lanes that's separating the map between top and bottom. But it's pretty dangerous road nonetheless. And as soon as I see that there aren't any people, I turn my tank to the left, and that's when I hear an engine. So all I have to do is wait there and see if anybody comes around. We're going to be having a tank coming around this corner that I'm intensely looking at, and it's going to be an M4A2. I take out most of its crew, horizontal drive as well, and I move straight forward here so that I'm out the sight of other tanks potentially, so that I can easily focus on this one that I've already shot at. He turns his side to me, I take the killing blow, and that's really it, There's nothing much to that engagement. Very, very easy kill. I only spent like a couple minutes in this tank already, and yeah, there's my first kill of the game. So we're going to be moving on to a capture right about like the middle of this game. So I already know that there's a heavy tank on C. I also know that my team already went to A and B. So at the very least, they're not too bad. At the beginning, they all went to A, and I did have my doubts. But I went to C so that I could potentially stop any flanks from happening, because if the enemy team realized that there wasn't a lot of activity at C, that I would have taken it, and then the team would have been at a disadvantage. So I go around there by myself, which is, again, another mistake that I make. Don't go around here by yourself in any circumstance, because one, I'm in a tank destroyer, which makes it even worse because I can't defend myself, and even so, even if I could, it's not going to be good because I'm by myself. So I could be susceptible to any amount of tanks, any amount of planes. It's a really bad idea. So just don't do this, right? So I already hear a tank to my left side, and I also see that the point is getting captured. So it's like, oh yeah, okay, we'll just wait here a bit. Let's wait for the tank to come out. And I'm pretty sure, like I'm about 95% sure that it's going to be an MA team, because I know America is going to be on the enemy team that the team that I'm fighting against, and I know that the engine sound that I'm hearing belongs to an MA team, right? So I'm very confident that's the tank that's going to be around there. So all I need to do is just wait, right? I doubt he hears me. I doubt he knows I'm here. So I'm just going to be making sure that I know where he's going to be going, and he's going to be going around the corner directly in front of me. Now, I did pan my camera left and right, and that's to make sure that I knew more precisely where the tank was traveling, especially because I could see, or rather hear the tank revving up and revving down and whatever. But if I pan and it makes it so that it's easier to hear if a tank's going left or right or whatever. But I know the tank's coming to me directly in front. All I need to do is wait. And as I'm waiting, there it comes right in front of me, and I just pop it like a fucking grape. And immediately after this kill, I have to move, because obviously being on my own means that I'm vulnerable, I'm at risk of getting killed, I need to immediately move in case the enemy team does in fact tell their allies that I'm there, and yeah, it makes it so that I can live a little longer. Obviously, there's also a tank on my right when I was like driving to that position, but I mark the point that I believe I hurt the engine down on the minimap so that I can remind myself that there was potentially a tank there, and that means there could maybe be trouble down the line. But as of right now, I don't need to focus on that. I can go capture the point. Now, this is going to be a particularly strong point for people to take under the belt. Essentially, capture points are dangerous, right? Because they work essentially like honeypots. Because if people know that a point is empty, they will probably go and take it. And it does have a lot of resources, right? Like, each capture brings about a lot of rewards. So, naturally, people are going to go for it. But it means that if you start capturing the point, and you don't know where the enemies are, any enemy tanks can more easily kill you because you don't know where they are in relation to you. But that can't be said for vice versa because the point is being captured and that is shown to the enemy team. So you have to make sure that if you decap, which is basically drive to the enemy point long enough for the point to start being decapped, essentially, just to turn to neutral, then you move away, so that means that people are going to be more focused on the point and less on you. So, really, avoid the points, don't play the objective too much, unless it's more towards the end of the game, and there aren't many players left, because you can use this to your advantage. If the enemy team thinks that, oh, I can take the point, they'll go and take the point, usually, and that means you can sit in a corner, wait for them, and get a couple free kills, and then take the point again. Because it doesn't even, like, the point doesn't even need to be completely capped by the enemy team. It just needs to be neutral or beginning to go neutral. So you can get a couple kills, then get another capture, which will raise your score a bit. And it's a very, very nice way of getting to first place, which means the most rewards, especially if you win the game. So there's a quick tip for point captures and stuff like that. But back to the game here. Now that I've captured the point, I'm going to be going and picking a corner to sit at and wait for enemy tanks. Being on my own, I'm thinking, well, okay, there's a lot of activity at the top side, and there's going to be probably a couple tanks going to C, especially because a lot of the enemy has already died to the top side, so they might take their chances to go to C instead. But nothing happened. Like, there was no one that went to C, surprisingly, out of all the time that I was there. So, I mean, I don't know, that there wasn't really much I could have done there, but yeah, I waited for at least 3 minutes. And while at that point, like, the enemy was actually getting slapped. So there came a point where I looked at the leaderboard and went, oh, actually, there's actually only like 5 players in the enemy team. So I proceeded to drive to the enemy spawn to see if I could like pick a couple people off. And again, like, I'm still on my own as well, by the way. I haven't regrouped with any of my allies. I'm still by myself. I've been by myself for the past 10 minutes on the bottom side of this map. And I still haven't died. Not once, surprisingly. Like, I don't know how that is even possible. But again, I mean, like, I say that, but one of the big aspects of that is because there was a low player pool, right? There weren't that many players in this lobby for either team, so it was more likely that I would survive. But if this was a full lobby, I'd be dead. 100% I'd be dead, and I'd be losing out on a lot of tanks and spawn points. But I go to the enemy spawn, and because there's not really much I can do, the game's going to be ending. I see an anti-air, going to be that's shooting an aircraft, so I perch myself on this hill to see if I can get a shot, and lo and behold, it gets killed by someone else, so that's unfortunate. But I decided to wait there because, you know, even though I know there are at least a couple planes in the air, that I might get lucky and have someone spawn in the spawn point right in front of me. But unfortunately, to my dismay, there is a tank coming behind me, and obviously I don't know this at the time, but this is why this is very important to check around you as much as possible. I just got the tank in sight. Literally just, I flicked left, I saw the tank, I panicked, I drove down the hill, and for some reason I drove left again. Like, I don't know why I did this. Like, I should have been dead there, but thankfully he didn't shoot me. But then once I knew that I wasn't going to die, I bunked myself up to the hill as close as possible, and then I crept round the bottom, and, you know, just around the side to see if I can kill him. But before we could even land a shot off on each other, oh, that was fucking scary. Holy. Before we could even shoot at each other, like, the game ended, and that was it. It's a pretty boring first game, if I admit, because nothing happened. I went by myself in a tank destroyer, killed 2 people, captured a point, and that was it. The game's over. So that's quite unlucky. Going to be a game on Ash River, and this is the map that I like to nickname the stair map, because the points are on different like vertical planes. That's such a weird way to put it. Basically, C has got the highest vantage point out of the entire map. So really, it's best to go to C. And usually, it's pretty dangerous to go to B because of it being so open. But yeah, like the stairs, C is higher than B and B is higher than A. That's how this map's made. So if you're gonna be on this map and you have the 3-point domination version, go to C. It is the best point to go to. It's like Carpathians, but I guess a little better because you have some cover, right? You're not gonna get sniped necessarily from C if you're gonna go capture A point. But if you're gonna go capture B, then you know it's a bit dicey. But I spawned in my T-34, my premium T-34 for the Germans for this first few minutes because I will think that, you know, again, this is like confidence. I thought that I could do well enough in this tank for at least for the first spawn. And immediately I encounter an anti-air, so I thought, okay, this is gonna be easy. I'll just walk up to it and get a kill. But then immediately I get my crew taken out, which was surprising, honestly. I didn't think that this anti-air had that much pen. So, you know, I'm suffering. I've not got a gunner, but he can't come out because he's on fire. M51 comes behind me, and I took that chance to be more aggressive because there's an M51 near me. I wouldn't have done that otherwise. And I know the M51 would have, you know, survived anyway. There's also an M6 next to me as well, so I'm pretty protected nonetheless. But I'm not dead. I can continue onwards. And then there was like a couple minutes where I was just sitting, camping the enemy spawn essentially. And I see a British tank cross the bridge. I snipe his loader, and you know, didn't kill him. Unfortunate there, but there's a bit of fire like over the hill in front of me. I didn't really know what to do about that. There wasn't really much I could do about that, to be fair. I had to just stay there and hope that I'd get an opportunity. But unfortunately, you know, as it goes, the enemy got me. There was an enemy T-34 that did actually spot me. The first tank that passed was a Japanese tank. I wasn't quite sure what it was, but I could tell that when the T-34 drove up, it spotted me immediately, and then I had to take the shot because, at the very least, I'd get one crew member, and that might be important enough for my team to get the kill. So, you know, it was just unfortunate that my allies died and that I got killed in that way, but there really wasn't much I could do in that situation. I could have tried to run away, but there was that chance that the enemies would have still seen me run away, and I could have just gotten snapped anyway, so I thought I might just, you know, take the shot and just be done with it. So I'm spawning now in a BF-109 because I'm trying to progress on the battle pass and it wants me to bomb people. So I'm picking the smallest bomb possible. Otherwise I would have picked the 250 and I can get kills reliably with the 250. But surprisingly, there are actually airplanes going towards our spawn. And then, you know, had one fly under me. So I thought, you know, I'll take the chance. I'll try and kill it. I'm actually pretty close to him. And yeah, I take a few shots. And he immediately goes into the cliff face, which is pretty fucking cool, you know? That's an easy kill right there. And then we have another plane coming in. And, you know, I managed to dive below him. And, yeah, he gets shot at by my ally, and I managed to finish him off as it comes down. Very clean kill right there. And, like, I haven't even let off any of my bombs yet, which is surprising. But yeah, I managed to kill 2 planes in, like, the first couple minutes that I'm in this plane, which is excellent. And then as I'm flying towards the battlefield, I see that there's another plane, but I don't go for him just yet, because I wanted to be able to drop these bombs off. And I go all the way around to the enemy side of the map. Now this is very risky, because if any SBAA see me, I'm basically on my own. But my plan was, because these bombs are very small, I have to go for SBAA, because that's really, I think, the only thing that I can kill. But I do see an IS-1 that is under me. And I fly over that, drop my bombs, and see if I can kill it. I only ended up damaging it, taking out its tracking engine, and I don't think anybody's going to finish that off, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. But I do fly around in this plane for a bit. I occasionally tap on some planes and some other tanks, but it quickly became apparent that there weren't enough tanks on the battlefield. There are loads of enemy tanks, but not enough of ours to take the points, right? The enemy basically had all 3 points, and I was flying around. I had no targets, I had no enemy planes, I had no SBAs, so, I mean, like, what could I do? I was waiting to engage somebody for the longest time, and there was no one that I could kill. So, eventually, I just decided to J out, because that was the only thing I did. That was the only thing I could do to hopefully bring the game back to, you know, at least a stalemate. But one thing I'll show here is that someone tried to attack me in their plane, and I managed to send them straight into the cliff face again. Which is like twice in one game is insane. I just thought I'd like put that in there because I was surprised when that happened. But yeah, Jade at the plane, spawning a tiger. By this time, the team has all the points, and I needed to be on the ground so that I could, again, just prevent the enemy team from winning as quickly. So if I could at least make the game a stalemate and capture one of the points away from them, then that'll be good enough. All I'm trying to do is slow them down. I do see a tank in front of me, and I can't really see what it is because there's a smoke and a lot of shrubbery. I do risk a shot here, but I do miss, so that's unfortunate. But I gotta move now because time is of the essence. It won't take long for the enemy to win, so I've got to make my move now. And here I hear a light tank to the left of me, and I was like, oh, of course. We have, of course, enemies spawn camping us. Turn around. Quickly! I'm dead. I'm still dead. You see, if someone else was in a tank, I could have maybe done something. But, like, I'm on my own, right? What do they expect me to do by myself? So that's unfortunate. There goes the tiger. And, like, I'm on my own here, so there really wasn't much I could do. I needed to turn around for that M24. And there was nothing else that I could have possibly done to avoid me getting killed. So now we're going to Panther. I try and locate this challenger that shot me, but I see that he died basically immediately after that I did. So that's unfortunate. Really upset me a little bit. But it did mean that I could capture C. And as you see, the M41 decapped it for me. Very useful that it did that. Means it makes my job a little easier, and he goes straight to B so that he can decap B as well, so that the enemy can just be slowed down quite a bit. And while I was doing this, I heard a tank on my right. I thought, well, there's probably going to be more than one, so once I capture the point, I try and park my tank at the base of the hill so that they would have a little bit of a harder time shooting at me. I couldn't tell what tank it was, but I did know there was at least one above me, so the only thing I could have done is wait for them to come down. I see that they went after an SBA, like, the anti-air had just spawned, and they were immediately attacking it. Unfortunately, the best thing to do in the situation is to let them die, because if I was too aggressive, then they would have the upper hand, because I would need to have more time to stabilize, to get the shot in. But if they have to come down to me, that means that I have, obviously, the better chance of killing them. What isn't great is that they're not stupid. They actually spot me, they smoke grenade me to disorient me. I do the same back to them, because if they're going to do that, they're probably going to charge me, and they do, and I thankfully managed to get the shot. I really didn't think I'd be able to get this. Holy shit! I don't even know how to react to that! Oh my god! Holy shit, dude, that was actually, like, I was ready to eat ass then. Oh my god! Eat ass. Oh my god. I'm turning into an American, I swear to god. Yeah, so that was actually, I would say lucky. I don't want to say it's lucky, but it did feel lucky when I did it. It was basically a prayer that I managed to get that shot. But I killed him, so then I get to live a little longer, and that's great, because now that I am, in fact, on C, I get to utilize the Panther's greatest strength, which is its gun. It's a brilliant gun. In fact, a lot of German tanks have the best guns, and this is actually a great map to utilize such guns, such firepower and accuracy. So I get to perch myself the best position on C, and I get to look down on almost the entire map and just have a look and see if anybody else is pushing B. I need someone to go to B though, because then we would have more domination in the game, and it means that, you know, the ticket bleed for the enemy would be greater. That means we win quicker. Unfortunately, the enemy did actually get the Tiger 1 at the top, and they started decapping A. So I really needed this Tiger 1. They're this heavy tank that is not long spawned to go to B. If they could at least capture that, we would still be in the lead. And I couldn't do anything. My role here was to be able to defend C, and I had a good position because I could still spy on the on B and the surrounding area. So I had a vantage point, and I had to stay here so that I could defend a point. So there really wasn't much I can do because I had no other allies on the map. There were 3 ground vehicles and a plane, and that was it. I tell my ally, the Tiger there, to go to B. Who knows if it'll listen to me, but I may as well tell him to go to B because, you know, like, we can't do much else right now. I'm not in a position to move. But when I tell him that, I have a look. There's a Tog. I take the shot. I kill him. And it's great. Like, this is literally the reason why I'm up here. Like, I'm in the best position possible. There's no reason I should abandon this. So I have to stay here and hope that my allies will actually go to B. And for some reason, the Tiger never went to B. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened. He might have tunnel visioned or something and seen something, because a couple minutes later, he did end up dying to a T-34, and you can hear my dismay in my voice when I saw the tank die. No! Oh my god! Come on, man. So, Tiger's now dead. B is still not captured. You should have just gone for the point. It's a bit desperate now. I'm in a bit of a pickle now. So I've got 2 options here. Do I continue to stay at C now that the Tiger's dead and hope that someone else will capture the point? Or do I go down to B, risk it all, go down to B, cap the point, and hope that no one goes to C? Because I don't even think I'll be able to get back up there in time. But I end up making that very difficult decision, and I just went with it. I went straight down, went to B because I had to YOLO it. I didn't see a good future if I stayed up there, at least for me personally. And then, look who fucking turns up underneath the bridge. And I was desperate, and unfortunately... I didn't bring my cannon up in time! God! I fucking knew it was a risk. No, I need to, get my hetzer out. I need to, top. Oh, it spawns me in the worst position as well. Yeah, I got killed by the T-34. That was terrible. Could not get my cannon down fast enough. I know that T-34 saw me travel down there, and he definitely had the advantage. So I was quite dismayed about that. But we had a Hail Mary. The tank destroyer was capturing A, and that was amazing. Like, we needed this to happen. So all I need to do now is stay alive. I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to be aggressive. But unfortunately, there's like literally an enemy right next to me, and I had to turn to him, and I have to cross my fingers and hope that the ticket bleed will be enough to win. And please. It was. Yes! Yes! We do actually win the game. Yes! I get second. Oh. And here you can hear my reaction to winning the game. What? Oh, fuck yeah, that. Excellent game. I'm so fucking happy we won that. Holy shit. That's gonna be it for me for today. Oh, bro. So, if you did like that video, then, you know, leave a like, I guess, or something, or don't. I don't really care. But if you have any more lineups to suggest, put them down in the comments below. Because I think I really enjoyed doing that. That was good. I mean, I've never really thought about doing lineups before. Even though I haven't said it much in videos, but I'm a person that advocates for having lineups. I'm not one of those people who like to just put one vehicle in a loadout and send them out on its own. I like to have multiple vehicles working with each other, because I'm you know, because like, there's a lot of people that just put like when they want to showcase a vehicle, they put the vehicle that they're showcasing on the lineup and nothing else. I'm not like that. So yeah, this is kind of been the reason why I do this. Why I put like an actual planes, other tanks, other planes lineup, whatever. I'm not really speaking very well. I'm just happy we won that game. But you get the point. I like to use lineups. This is the reason why. This is actually the reason we won this game, I have to say. So if you want more lineups like this, or more videos like this, give me a lineup. Give me a BR bracket to adhere to, or at least to try and build a lineup around, and then we'll see what we can do from there. But for right now, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you have a good day, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!